think for me, I've always been really interested in the language of public art, and particularly civic statuary, memorial art. I did a series of works in the 90s and noughties which were sort of temporary monuments that sort of really played with the vernacular and played with the codes of those conventions. But in thinking through that, I became really quite fascinated by the way in which the memorial really worked in a very, very different vein to a conventional sort of sculptural object. It carries very, very different layers of signification and very different purposes, I think, than an ordinary work of art. And that is something which I've found very, very fascinating over time, and it's been great to have the opportunity to investigate that through this particular project.
In my work, I've always been interested in a poet in the relationship between writing and visual art. I've been interested in ekphrasis, and so immediately it was really compelling to me, this idea of the way in which text might work within a sculptural kind of object or monument. And I think through the process of working together, we've found these really interesting kind of echoes and symbiotic kind of relations between the sort of figurative elements of the work and the sculptural elements, and it's actually been really terrific to get the opportunity to marry those two things. For me, the line that we had in our mind thinking about this is actually a line of T.S. Eliot's from Four Quartets, where he talks about the still point of the turning world, and that early on was a kind of just a little phrase that was in our mind thinking about the sculpture, thinking about Monash as this sort of force of fortitude and stillness and sort of stoicism and resolution.